Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Blue Mind channel. Forgive us, Ed and I caught up this week and we basically agreed that we've been absolutely terrible at updating and creating content. So we thought we'd be super vulnerable, super authentic today, start again. I have come straight from a whole day of coaching, hence the attire, but we thought we'll go for it. If you don't know, I'm Mark, this is Ed. We created Blue Mind a couple of years ago, and the intent is super simple. We are looking to raise the level of human consciousness, awareness, drive positive behavioral change, because I'm speaking on your behalf here, Ed. We feel like we were two individuals that performed below what we were capable of, immersed ourselves in self-sabotaging behaviors. From my perspective, alcohol, recreational drugs. I struggled with a gambling addiction for over 15 years. We can see that the YouTube channel is now up to 50 subscribers. So if you're new here, welcome. This is going to be a super short video. We're going to reintroduce ourselves with everyone the absolute best for 2024 and commit to recording a new episode every 2 weeks, Ed? Is that correct?
Yeah, every 2 weeks. Hopefully with some guests. So we'll talk about all kinds of different issues, some of them male-centric, some of them generic, and put that out on YouTube and welcome some feedback. And hopefully some of it's useful and entertaining. And we're going to cover all kinds
100%.
of topics, from sabotage to divorce to relationship failures to living with authenticity and purpose and being your best version of yourself. So that's mental, physical well-being, some hacks that we're learning as we go along, and some books that we're reading, and trying to elevate ourselves and take you hopefully on that journey, and also be very vulnerable with that. So we tell and talk about when we're not doing so well and when we're messing things up. So that's hopefully the intent for this year, and hopefully that'll be useful for some of you.
Awesome.
And ourselves.
It feels like you have summed that up absolutely beautifully. We're not claiming to have answers. We are merely sharing ideas, insight from our own experiences, observations. We launched a coaching part of the business over 12 months ago. We have a handful of clients across the UK now: Manchester, Leeds, Swindon, Leicester, London. We're providing free emotional support to over 20 different men across the UK as well. So the intention is positive. The intention is good. If you feel like, reach out to either Ed at the Blue Mind Approach or Mark at thebluemindapproach.com. Those are the email addresses, or message us on Instagram, which is at Blue Mind Approach. This is very much, we're looking to build a community of people that, because it's about understanding people's departure points, right? So it's about either you are currently feel like you're not performing at your best, and you are in an environment that doesn't encourage you to perform or stop certain behaviors, etc. This is what we're looking to do. We want to build, and while the intent and the vision is to build a male and female community, the reality is that we are both men. We both identify as men, and most of our audience and the people that we are currently coaching, they are men. And we want to build a group of men that are committed to a healthier version of themselves and a healthy version of masculinity. So if you don't mind, Ed, I'll go first, just in terms of a quick intro, a little bit of a backstory, and then Ed, if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask, and then I'll invite you to share a little bit of about yourself.
Great.
In short, my name is Mark. I went through my own divorce back in 2018. I've been struggling with a gambling addiction for over 15 years, working in the city, absolutely hated the job. I was not particularly competent at it. I did enough to not get fired or sacked, but I really struggled with confidence in the role, being naturally introverted in an extroverted sales environment. 2018, went through the whole divorce process, very, very new to it, my environment, family, while they were incredibly supportive, or that what they thought supportive looked like, it wasn't what I needed. And I can talk about that in a bit more detail in another episode. In short, ended up getting arrested for drink driving, and I've committed the last 6 years now to personal growth, personal development, continuously gaining insight, learning as we go, and I'm super proud of the coaching business that we have built to date, which is why we're committing to creating more content for you. And we're, as Ed alluded to, covering off topics such as divorce, separation, co-parenting, which is a huge, absolutely massive one, especially from a father. Me, I'm a father to twin boys. Ed is a father as well to two extraordinary individuals, and we're looking to share how we view the world from a positive perspective and what we have learned along the way. So it feels like you will, I know for a fact that you will learn something here, because that's what we're being told by other people. Ed, perhaps you would like to give a feel for a very brief overview of why you're here, or where how you got here today, and then we'll set some intentions for the year, and really give people a feel for what we're going after this year. How does that sound?
Yeah, sounds great. Thank you for that, Mark. You said it pretty well. I think my backstory is very much why did I want to set up like something like Blue Mind with you, Mark, and Winston back at the time, and I think the simple fact is I could have done a lot better. I could have done a lot better in my 20s, in my 30s, in my marriage. And I think there was certain realizations that I came to when my marriage did unfortunately end, that I just didn't have a lot of skills. I didn't really know how to behave in some parts of my life. I was completely unconscious, asleep at the wheel, hurting people, hurting myself. And I didn't want to carry on being that guy. And I thought to make the rest of my life the best of my life, which I think I read on Instagram at some point, I needed to change how I thought about myself, about my past, about what I was responsible for, about the inner child that I hadn't listened to for many years. And I wanted to solve some of the problems that I'd had and carried with me. And I knew that by reading, by researching, by listening, by interviewing, by watching far too much YouTube, I condensed all of that into hopefully some slightly better behaviors and skills. And then I met Mark in a park in COVID, and we decided we would like to help others. So that's the backstory, really. I think in terms of the main focus, again, binge drinking, poor diet, poor emotional management and regulation, not being able to cope with bad communication on my behalf, de-escalation, managing conflict, but understanding my feelings. And now I realize that my feelings don't make me. I'm not my feelings, and they are part of me, but they're not controlling me in the way that they used to, and frankly, not doing me a lot of favors. So that's why I get involved. I mean, we spend a lot of time talking about habit stacking, about health, about mind health, about physical health. I'm a 50-year-old man. I want to stay in good shape for longevity. I feel better when I'm on top of my mental and physical fitness. I want to be a good example to my kids. I want to put energy into the world. and having said all of that, we're all constantly learning, we're all evolving. We're here to try and not repeat the same mistakes of the past, and try and involve other people in that. So frankly, we can save them time, and learn from our mistakes, if you like. But we are absolutely far away from anything near the polished version of ourselves, and we're still learning as we go along. And I would just finish on saying that the open-mindedness to learn, embracing of change, and the ability to take responsibility where we mess up, is part of what we consider to be Blue Mind, insofar as that we are very, very willing to be vulnerable in the mistakes that we continually make, and try and share those with other men. And I know Mark and I spend a lot of time expressing our own pain, and we feel that is something that every man and woman should learn to have. And it's incredible how difficult some men still find this. And that's I think for me, that is at the heart of this, is that I don't wish other people to sit in silence like I used to. And that I'll end it on that, Mark.
I love that. So there are two things that I'd like to continue or highlight there, which I feel are super important. So first of all, this idea of willingness to be impacted. So to give you a feel for what I see on a weekly basis, Ed and I have been a guest on a couple of podcasts, and on a weekly basis, men reach out to us saying, I listened to this and I don't know why, but it impacted me and I could relate to the situation. That happens at least once a week, right? Some of those people then enter into our emotional support network. Some people end up going through a coaching or a mentorship program. The majority we have a conversation with, and they actually decide not to do anything at all. Because from my perspective, they are not willing to be impacted. And that is the biggest thing here, is that you can talk, you can share insight, you can be super positive, but if you are not willing, if you avoid coming into this process without an open heart, nothing will ever change, right? Nothing will ever change. You have to be vulnerable, you have to be willing, you have to be open-minded, because with that acceptance, that's what drives the change. That change then drives transformation and ultimately a form of an identity shift. Because without speaking on your behalf, Ed, that's very much how I see my situation. I have shifted my identity from a false version of myself that did not serve me, my family, the people around me. And I've learned how to set boundaries. I prioritize my health. I do my absolute best to show up in an authentic, vulnerable way on a daily basis and live. I have to seek clarity around my values, my beliefs. I share that with the closest people in my life, so they understand how I view the world, and we're encouraging other people. So does that make sense, Ed? Would that be a similar approach for you?
Yeah, completely, absolutely. Cool. I mean, I don't have a lot to add. I mean, the line went a bit croaky, but basically, I fully reinforce that. It's essentially Blue Mind, for me, is about trying to gather my own thoughts and emotions, put it back out there, very much hope that impacts people. This is, we're not here as full-time coaches trying to get coaching clients. We've been at this for 18 months, 2 years. We have a lot of ambitions for the future across the health and well-being space. We talk to a lot of people. We're learning ourselves. I've interviewed some incredible people along the way, and I've learned a lot about suicide ideation, about suicide, about the impact of suicide. I've learned a lot about self-sabotage that I didn't know. I've studied, etc. So the point is, we're evolving, and we're not here to effectively sell services. We're here to find a community and build a community. And if people want special help, or they want esoteric help and focus, then, you know, very much into helping people on that basis. But my ambition for Blue Mind is to learn with it, is to grow myself, is to put on events, is to speak to other like-minded people. And if we can coach people who are struggling and need focus guidance, then we can do that. But we both have other jobs. We both have other businesses. We're full-time, well, relatively full-time fathers and sons, and other things. And, you know, so it comes with good intent. And I think that's important. There's a lot of coaches out there building coaching businesses. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I don't see myself as a coach. I see myself as ultimately trying to scale a community. And I don't know exactly how that will end up. We're talking about a men's retreat in Corfu. We're planning for a men's retreat in Ibiza. We'd like to do some online courses, and there's lots of ideas for wellness events in the UK and abroad in the long term. You know, and that journey, you don't know what we don't know what we don't know. We don't quite know how it'll end up, but we hope the intent is authentic. And I'll leave it there.
Awesome. So in terms of Ed has highlighted the ambition for this year, what you can expect in terms of now and over the next couple of weeks, right? I'm just checking some notes here. I can see Thursday, the 1st of February is Time to Talk Day, right? So my understanding is that's a national day that people are aware of. We are committing to you, the existing 50 subscribers, right? And it will grow, it will continue if we commit to this process. We're committing to you that we will create content on a more regular basis. We have a call booked in every 2 weeks, and hold us accountable, right? Connect with us, engage with us, Instagram, email, send us texts, WhatsApps, etc. We want to engage, we want to hear ideas. We will do our absolute best to share what we believe or what we feel we needed back then and now.
Absolutely right.
To grow and evolve. So
absolutely right. Absolutely right. Sorry, Mark. So the concepts of, sorry to interrupt. So you've nailed it there. So we need to know what people are interested in talking about as men. So what is it? Is it masturbation? Is it sex? Is it divorce? Is it poor relationships? Is it the relationship with your father, the relationship with your mother? Is it drinking too much? Is it taking drugs? Is it the fact that you don't like yourself when you look at yourself in the mirror? Are you struggling from depression? Are you wondering what the purpose of all this is? Are you having a midlife crisis? Are you lacking energy to really believe that there's much going on that's worth it? I mean, whatever it is, the meaning of life, you know, tell us what you want us to talk about, and we'll try and find people to add value to that. Or if we can't find people, Mark and I will explore those issues as best we can with the knowledge that we've got, and try and give people some questions and answers that may provide some insight from our life and what we've come across that may be helpful. And that's the intent, I think, Mike. Sorry to interrupt you. I had a bit of an energy rush. My fourth chakra opened up. I just okay, good man.
Love it, Ed. Go with it, bud. That is the intention. It's going to be raw. It's going to be authentic. It's going to be what we believe the truth, and we'll do our best to unpackage those topics. So that's the who am I? That's the intro for 2024. Thoroughly looking forward to committing to this. We're holding each other accountable as well. We're going to bring guests in. We've been networking extensively last couple of years. We've been introduced to some amazing people who we feel would add value to your lives, because a big part of this is, you know, and Ed said it, you don't know what you don't know, right? Unconscious incompetence. if we feel that we are not best positioned to talk about a certain topic, we will bring an expert in to discuss it and then interview them and share our stories and experiences on that. Okay, so it's going to be cool, right? Buckle up, enjoy it. We want to hear from you. We want to engage, and look forward to recording the next episode. So just to remind you, if you want to reach out to Ed directly, ed@thebluemindapproach.com. If you want to reach out to me directly, mark@thebluemindapproach.com. We're both on Instagram, Ed Bassett, at Ed Bassett, and at Mark Kosminski, or directly via the Blue Mind IG, which is at Blue Mind Approach. Engage, share, be vulnerable, commit, open your heart to being part of a healthy community of men that want to embrace healthy masculinity in order to become a better father, better husband, better partner, better son. It really is as simple as that. Ed?
Great. No, I can't add anything to that, Mark. Thank you very much. And yeah, see you in a couple of weeks. And thank you everyone for following us. Thank you everyone for sharing. And if you're a lady, maybe, or a woman, please could you share this to the men in your life if you think it might help them, or a mother. I've lost 2 friends to suicide in the last 24 months. I'm absolutely passionate about getting men to embrace themselves, vulnerability, and be authentic, and to talk. And we can all do better. So please share, and that would be appreciated. Thanks.
Yeah, 100%. On that note, right, we're starting to review the analytics. We can see that over 100 YouTube videos have been shared so far. So people are expressing interest. They are curious. We're now looking to make that exponential. So and in order to do that, we need. It's not up to us. We need other people. So thanks again for listening. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch up with you in a couple of weeks. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Stop.
Stop. Cool. Dude, done. That's